Hello, good day guys, welcome back to Tech Ops. Today video I'm going to be taking you guys on a very quick short notice. Have you have a car that is actually blowing warmer in the day when the environment temperature builds up, and it blows colder in the night, or when the weather is completely lower in temperature, in humidity? So have you actually come across this kind of problem? Well, I'm gonna be very smooth and fast here. Trust me when I say among the first three gears might not be among what is actually causing the very problem which you're dealing with. However, let's start with, if you are encountering that kind of problem, the first thing I want you to take a look at is have a look at how much refrigerant which you have inside your car AC system. That is the common one. That is something that is less expensive compared to other ones we're going to be going in. So we should start with the less inexpensive ones, then we climb up to the expensive one. So check the refrigerant level, because when the refrigerant level is low, it can actually make that very effect. Especially, let me give you a trick, right? If the refrigerant level is low and you turn down the fan, the blower motor fan, to maybe like 2 bars, you will hardly notice any difference. Okay, here we go. That's exactly somehow what we're going through with this very car. Now, if the refrigerant level is okay and still it blows warmer, it's not very powerful in the noon when the environment temperature started building up and hitting the roof, then it's time for you to change gears. And part of the gears which you need to change is what I'm about to dive next. The next thing you want to do, if the refrigerant level is okay, you want to go ahead and check the condition of the AC compressor. And you don't want to check it with the compressor out of the system, it's still going to be inside the system. So charge the system up to its full capacity. At least let the high side be somewhere around 200 psi, and the low side, monitor the low side and see what you're gonna get. If the low side is hitting somewhere above 50 to 60 psi, then it means a certain thing. Then if suppose you you check it, we are looking at something else again. I'm gonna bring that up. If you check the high side, and the high side is building pressure, is where adding it to refrigerant. That's how to check if it is building pressure. Add refrigerant and see if the high side is climbing. But if it start retarding, then it means there is a problem with the compressor. But if the pressure keep increasing, then it means the compressor is doing its job. But there are situations where the pressure will not build up. The pressure on the high side will not build up. It's retarding even when you're adding refrigerant, and that doesn't mean that the compressor is bad. So there are more intricate and complex situations in car AC than you will normally meet. Now let's dive into some other aspect of, after you have checked and you discover that the compressor is in a good condition. If the compressor is not putting up higher side and lower side, then you got a problem. There is every tendency that is a compressor, but before you replace the compressor, you want to check if the expansion valve is doing great. Because why? All these systems work in hand with all other components inside the system. So if the expansion valve is not working the way it should, then you're gonna have a problem. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what is wrong with this very car right now. In the morning, in the night, it cools very well, but in the noon, it doesn't cool well. Now, the expansion valve can be very tricky to diagnose. Most oftentimes, when it's sweating, doesn't mean that everything is all good. Most oftentimes, when it's sweaty, it shows a different pattern entirely. So it's not all the time that it's sweaty that it means it's good. And that is where diagnosing expansion valve sometimes can even be more trickier than you guys think. However, use the normal regular check with the engine on, AC on, allow it to run for a minute or two. When the system has built pressure, when you're on the AC, then go ahead and turn it off after it operates like 2 minutes. Then monitor the manifold gauge set and see if the high side is equal to the low side just in a fraction of a minute or a minute and a half. But if you start going up to 5 minutes or 10 minutes before it equalizes, then that's a dead giveaway that the expansion valve is a problem. However, there are situations where the refrigerant is okay, the expansion valve is okay, the compressor is okay, the refrigerant quantity is okay, the condenser is okay, but the AC is not working well. In this situation, you may be dealing with a fake, if suppose a fake or defective evaporator, because a defective evaporator is going to cause the car not to blow cool the way it's supposed to. As I am right now, the temperature of the environment is heating up and the AC is not powerful as it should, and that is actually what I'm troubleshooting on this very car. And the information which I'm feeding you right now is what I'm using to diagnose this very car. Now let's change gears. Let's say in a situation where you are adding more refrigerant and the compressor is not building pressure. Before you think about replacing a compressor, you want to check if there is too much oil inside the system, because when there is excessive oil inside the system, it affects the system cooling performance, and that is something which is often overlooked by a lot of people who are fixing cars. So they're fixing car AC, so you want to check critically and be sure that the AC there is not too much oil inside the system. Then the last one, which I'm going to be using to round this up, is excessive refrigerant inside the system. Is this refrigerant, this is not going to be the last one, sorry. Is there excessive refrigerant inside the system? You can check that by looking at the high side and the low side, compare the readings and the ambient temperature of the environment and see if it match using a PT chart, pressure temperature relationship charts, to be able to know if the level of the refrigerant inside the system is up to specs. If it is too high, there is going to be poor cooling. If it is too low, there's going to be poor cooling, and that could be where exactly your problem is. Especially there's going to be poor cooling when the ambient temperature of the environment started heating up. Now the last one, which I'm going to be using to cap this up, is a defective solenoid control valve. A defective solenoid control valve doesn't mean the compressor is bad, because that part can be replaced, and if you start having a problem, it will not open fully to allow refrigerant to flow. I've seen that on different car make and model, Mercedes, Toyota. Why? Because it's still Denso that manufactures their compressor. Now let's look at another aspect here, which is going to be the last part. Let's say that the car cools better when you are in motion, regardlessly if the weather condition is cold or not. That's a pure signal that the compressor is bad. But however, what about a situation where the AC only cools when it stops? It's at the stoplight, or is stationary, not driving, but blows warm when you drive. Have you come across that kind of problem? Well, I've actually come across it. So we're going to discuss about that in the next video, and we're also going to discuss how do you detect and solve too much oil inside the system without taking the entire refrigerant out of the system. So guys, I'll catch you guys later. See you in the comment section. Remain a tech ops guy. Don't forget to subscribe and tell me what you think in the comment section. Bye for now.